Two blowout victories and the start of what could be a surprising run for a potential tournament Cinderella. The Academy Baseball Association National Championship did not disappoint on its first day of bracket play here at the LakePoint Sports Baseball Village, and we've got plenty more excitement for you here in day two. I'm Cory McCartney. It's another watch party day for us as we'll see TNXL against Georgia Premier and top-seeded P27 against Wellington Sports Academy. First pitch is slated for 12:15 in both of these games. We'll see if we actually hit that number, maybe a couple minutes beyond that, but I'll be joined along the way by a host of players, P27 Sterling Coaxum, Georgia Premier's RJ Cope and Reiston Durham, and PDG's Mason Miller, along with our own Jack McCartney. Now, TNXL were 13-0 winners over Eastern Carolina Academy in Tuesday's first-round action. Georgia Premier also won in shutout fashion, beating PDG Academy 10-0. But the surprise so far, Wellington Sports Academy, a team that went 8-13 in league play, finishing in 5th place, beat A3 Academy 8-3 to earn a date with regular season champion P27. Does WSA have a run in it? They'll be more than tested against a P27 squad that went 16-5 in league play and 24-8 overall. Now, Monday night's Home Run Derby was an absolute vibe. It was a WWE-style tag team event, 3 minutes to hit as many home runs for 2 players from each team as possible, all vying for the ABA Home Run Derby Championship belt. Again, this was absolutely fantastic. Let's take a look. Doesn't light your fire, your wood's wet. Again, we got an exciting watch party ahead for you here. The second day of action from the ABA tournament. Some shots back from day one. Again, we'll have TNXL against Georgia Premier, two teams that won in shutout fashion in the day's opening games here, the bracket play, and of course Wellington Sports Academy, that surprising team that took down A3, getting a shot at top-seeded P27. Looking at about 12:15 first pitch in this second round matchups today, and this just the start of our coverage here. We'll have another watch party for you with semifinal action tomorrow at 11 a.m. and then Friday championship day gets started at 10 a.m. We'll see if we play two games if necessary. That will get started at, again, 10 a.m. If you can't catch any of the action from here at the Baseball Village, you can always find all of it live or on demand with LakePoint Live, powered by Aware TV and Pixelot. We're going to take a break here in studio. When we come back, we'll hope to have first pitch for you in our matchups again between P27 WSA and TNXL and Georgia Premier. Welcome in, Cory McCartney with you. Jack McCartney back on the ones and twos. We're going to get started with one game here in action. We got Wellington Sports Academy against top-seeded P27, and this one should be a lot of fun. You're going to see P27 out in the field to start things off. They got Johnny Carver on the mound, and he'll be facing off against Gabriel Diaz, Thomas Glenn, and Anthony Iacofano for WSA. Again, Wellington Sports Academy taking down A3 during Tuesday's first round action, and there's an 8-3. P27 got to sit back and relax and watch the first day unfold as the top seed. Carver, the lefty, this is inside, 80.8 out of his hands. Carver, Arkansas signee, is the second-ranked left-handed pitcher in Missouri, number 11 overall. 48 strikeouts and 52 in a third innings pitched for the Blacksmiths. Swing miss, and we can see why. Goes change up there, 81. 6'1", 200-pounder. It's got a 1-1 count here against Diaz. Fouls that one off, and we're awaiting TNXL and Georgia Premier. So that will get underway here shortly. Some coaches from Georgia Premier, I believe, were still in action on another field at a game elsewhere here in the complex. Comes a 1-2 from Carver. Almost fouled off. Diaz staying alive. We do have our Windscreen Factory starting lineups for you. We'll show you that as soon as we get through this AB here with Gabriel Diaz. And he is making Carver work. Another foul. Man, he is going to work here. Next pitch will be the 7th of this AB. Another foul ball. Make it 8 pitches upcoming. Kudos to Diaz here, just up there battling. He's seen everything Carver has to offer. Warm-up still underway over on field 10 as Georgia Premier and TNXL get ready. Comes Carver with another 2-2. Swing, a miss, and finally that one is over for Carver. He wins that long battle there with Diaz. 8-pitch AB. So let's go ahead and run through our Windscreen Factory starting lineups as we wait for the next batter to come up. Gabriel Diaz, we just saw him leading off, and now Thomas Glenn, the shortstop, followed by Anthony Iacofano, the catcher, Eric Flores, the center fielder, William Mencho, the right fielder, Chase Webster, the left fielder, Rocco Castrillon, the DH, Michael Donnells, the first baseman, Gabriel Soto, the third baseman, and Sebastian Burnett will be on the mound for WSA. Meanwhile, P27, led off by the blazing fast Clemson signee, Sterling Coaxum in center field. Alexander Tassopoulos, the DH, to follow. Henkel Acevedo, man, that guy put on a show in the home run derby on Monday night, along with Bryce Muchica, the first baseman, Vernon Woodward behind the plate, Jose Dubront, the third baseman, Thomas Burkett, the left fielder, Danielle Almazar, the shortstop, Daniel Ortiz, the second baseman, and of course we're seeing Johnny Carver on the mound right now. And once put in play, that's going to be an out there. So now 2 down in the inning. Nice play there in right field. So again, waiting for our matchup to get underway between TNXL and Georgia Premier. Thomas Glenn at the plate, and he ends up with a pop out. Now we're turning things over as this inning rolls along for WSA to Anthony Iacofano, the catcher. Iacofano, South Alabama signee, homered yesterday against A3. See the scouts starting to build back there, watching Carver work. No doubt trying also to get a look here at Iacofano, 6th-ranked catcher in Florida, number 92 overall in the class of 26. 6'2", 175-pounder, bats left, throws right. Fouls that one off. Now 1-2. Even after an 8-pitch strikeout, I'm sure Diaz had a lot of information to pass along to the rest of the WSA dugout after that leadoff battle against Carver. He saw pretty much everything the lefty has to offer. Comes the 1-2. Down the middle. Gets the punch out. 2 in the inning for Carver. We're through a half. We'll be back here watching the ABA tournament from LakePoint Sports.
At IHG's Holiday Inn Express, you can take on Miami, Mexico City, or Minneapolis. Fuel up with free hot breakfast, all while earning points for free nights with IHG One Rewards. Guest how you guessed at IHG Hotels and Resorts.
Is a pleasure. This is our brand. It's chips. Subs, of course. Soda. This. That. Sweets. Smiling faces. Green. More green. Ice cream. But first, veggies. How about a meal for one? Or hummus is fun. Time for cleanup? Done. All this goodness. Your life, your brand. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Backed by over 100 years of engine design and manufacturing and a highly skilled dealer network. Yanmar. Yanmar Tractors. Quality. Hardworking. Reliability. Leave no job unfinished. Yanmar. Visit us at www.yanmartractor.com or see your local dealer for details.
At IHG's Holiday Inn Express, you can take on Miami, Mexico City, or Minneapolis. Fuel up with free hot breakfast, all while earning points for free nights with IHG One Rewards. Guest how you guessed at IHG Hotels and Resorts.
Welcome back. Cory McCartney back with you. Coverage of the ABA tournament second round action here. We've got WSA and P27 still waiting on Georgia Premier and TNXL to get underway. We do have the starting lineups for that one, which we'll bring to you shortly. Sterling Coaxum at the plate. Sterling, join me here in studio after the completion of yesterday's first games. We'll bring you that interview a little bit later as our watch party rolls along. Once we get 2 games going, we'll get the whole setup for you. We'll have 2 games going. We'll have a third shot within studio, another one with all the interviews that I got in yesterday, so a lot of action going on. Sebastian Burnett on the mound for Wellington Sports Academy. He's now got a 2-2 count here against Coaxum. I mean, you talk about impact. Coaxum's numbers this year, unbelievable. Hit 479, 1509 OPS, and he goes down on strikes here. Big opening K here for Wellington. And, man, you got to think about, Jack, we watched yesterday. We watched A3 and WSA, and I think you looked at Wellington and you thought, okay, this is a team that had their issues during the regular season play. They end up going 8-3 in league play, and to get a big opening win for them, talk about a confidence builder, and you're ready to roll against the top seed, and you get a big strikeout of maybe the best bat in their lineup. Bring it on. WSA's ready to roll here on a Wednesday morning. They were ready to roll on a Tuesday too, but ready to roll on a Wednesday here in Emerson. That one is popped up. Alexander Tassopoulos, DH, flies out. Now quickly 2 down. You can understand why on the lineup for Tassopoulos, they just call him Tass. Probably a little bit easier just to go by that. This is a guy, Jack, you got to watch the home run derby, and you saw that same stance right there. Henkel Acevedo and that little trigger. And, man, he put on a absolute fireworks display on Monday night's home run derby as P27 got the win. And you see that little windup? I mean, that is as much of a trigger as anything you're going to see, and this kid can absolutely swing it.
Yeah, I mean, he was on I said it in my interview with him. He was on a completely different level during that home run derby. Just absolutely obliterated the baseballs. I mean, if you know our campus and you know how far the lights are from home plate, he hit it over the lights twice and hit the lights once.
6'4", 210-pounder, West Virginia signee fouls that one off, and it's such a quick swing too. Hit 394, and this is not a guy. This is not sellout power. Let me park it in right field as a lefty. This is 394 with a 1306 OPS. Yet 9 homers during the regular season, 11 doubles, 26 RBI. All those figures led P27. He's got a 2-1 count here against Burnett. That swing through makes it 2-2. Sebastian Burnett got a 2-2 count against Acevedo, make it now full. Full count. Goes off speed, pops him up. Catcher's got it on the run. Do they have a play on this? Everybody's on the run. That one's going foul. I love how the shortstop just kept coming like after everybody was already there. You know, the catcher's there, or base is there. As Sterling Coaxum told me when I had him in studio, and you'll get to see it again later, I said, which position acts the toughest? And he said shortstop. You can't tell shortstop anything. And maybe you couldn't even tell shortstop that was his ball. But, man, that was Sebastian Burnett's inning. A strikeout of Acevedo brings a close to inning number 1. We're still scoreless. We'll be back from the ABA tournament here from LakePoint Sports.
This is our brand. It's chips. Subs, of course. Soda. This. That. Sweets. Smiling faces. Green. More green. Ice cream. But first, veggies. How about a meal for one? Or hummus is fun. Time for cleanup? Done. All this goodness. Your life, your brand. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
Welcome back, Cory McCartney. Jack McCartney with you, coverage of the ABA tournament from here at LakePoint Sports. We're getting a little bit closer to game action. Warm-ups underway on the field for TNXL and Georgia Premier. Georgia Premier will be out in the field first. And, man, we just saw Sebastian Burnett just going toe-to-toe with teeth of this P27 lineup. The son of Sean Burnett, the pitching development coach for WSA. Sean, a first-round draft pick by the Pirates in 2000. Spent the brunt of his 9-year Major League career with the Nationals. Also pitched for the Pirates and Angels. And, man, son looking awfully good so far, and you got to give him a lot of credit. He got into a real battle there to start off that inning against Coaxum and just got Hasapoulos to ground out, to fly out, then a strikeout of Acevedo. And meanwhile, Johnny Carver holding down his end, too, gets a ground out there to start off the inning. So that was Eric Flores. Now here comes William Mencho, the right fielder. Carver goes right down the middle, 84.8 down the pike for strike one. Really good catcher behind the plate and right now for P27, Vernon Woodward. Vernon's already locked in for the future games this summer. Dribbler over the top of Carver's head. Second base has it, was playing off the side of the bag, and there's out number 2. Daniel Ortiz making that play. Yeah, it's weird, Jack, to already think like we've got guys that know they're going to be here at the end of July for the future games. But, man, Vernon Woodward, he was a 2024 future gamer. He's coming back this summer. 4th-ranked catcher in Missouri, 46th overall. Chase Webster, the left fielder, at the plate. First pitch swinging 80.6 off his bats into right field, and that one is caught for out number 3. A quick defensive inning there for P27. They lock it down. We're headed to the second inning. You're watching the ABA tournament from LakePoint Sports. Psych, we're not going anywhere because TNXL and Georgia Premier Academy are already underway. One out already here in the inning. That was a fly out by Nathaniel Sabino for TNXL. When we get a moment, we'll show you our starting lineups for this one as well. Victor Acosta on the mound right now for Georgia Premier, facing off against Zach Bender. Acosta going to take a second to tie a shoe, and I think he's doing that on our benefit, Jack, so we can get the starting lineups in here and give everybody a look at how things are lining up here defensively for Georgia Premier, backing up Acosta. He's got a 1-0 count here against Bender, 1 down in the inning. Bender fouls that off. Two teams, as you missed the intro there, that were just dominating in day one. TNXL were 13-0 winners over Eastern Carolina Academy. Georgia Premier, meanwhile, beat PDG 10-0. Bender swings through that. Change up, strike 2. There we go. Now we're side by side. We are full watch party action with you here in the first inning. Oh, man, 102.9 off the bat, and that one is an absolute rocket. And, man, we are getting things rolling here. A well hit ball, and that tracks in for a home run there for P27, and that was just an absolute rocket off the bat of Muchika. Man, 102.9, and he just belted that ball. That was out of here in an absolute hurry, backtracking, gone. Wow, just an absolute missile off the bat of the Old Dominion signee who hit 901 during the regular season. 901 OPS, excuse me, hit 286, 901 OPS. So real quick, let's just go ahead and let's go to our full 4-view watch party session, Jack, so we can bring you the starting lineup. There it is, and it's all of its beautiful glory. So Georgia Premier out in the field right now, TNXL. We've already seen Nathaniel Sabino, Zach Bender at the plate. He's be followed by Danny Melendez and Jensen Veras, Alex Odysseus, Javier Resendo, Caleb Traylor, Tyler Ramos, Daniel Padilla, and Colton Brady will be on the mound. Meanwhile, for Georgia Premier with Victor Acosta on the mound, they've got Reiston Durham playing second base, CJ Wall behind the plate, Cam Jackson at shortstop, RJ Cope is the extra hitter today, Ben Larisey, the DH, Bryson Harris, the right fielder, RJ Groomster in center field, Jason Phillips at first, Knox Williams at third, Jace Dardar in left, and now 2 down in the inning there as Bender goes down on strikes. So Acosta doing his job. P27 has taken that 1-0 lead off the bat of Muchika. Now Vernon Woodward at the plate. He skies that. A 3.3 off his bat. He's got a base hit. P27 in business. Team that got a layoff yesterday. Ooh, almost had a collision there. I don't know that I've ever seen that. Jack, is that could have been a new one, man. That would have been like, we might have gone viral if that would have connected. That would have been extremely hard to swallow there for the umpire, but kind of that running move there to get things going for Dubron, man. He almost collected an umpire. So Sebastian Burnett got off to that really hot start against the top of the P27 lineup, but a little bit further down the order they are getting to him. Quick inning there for Acosta. So while we've got a second, I think this would be an optimum time for us to start rolling into some of our interviews that we got during yesterday's watch party. Spent some time with Sterling Coaxum. We've already seen him at the plate for P27. Clemson commit, number 6th player in the state of South Carolina. We had a lot of fun here in studio. Here's my interview with Sterling Coaxum. Here in studio with Clemson signee Sterling Coaxum out of P27, top-ranked outfielder in South Carolina, 6th overall in the class of 26. Sterling, man, good to see you.
Yes, sir. Good to see you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. You tore it up at the Super 60 in Chicago. It ran a 6.4 660, exit velos of 104.5, outfield velo of 87. Tell me about the experience and kind of what the anticipation was and the reality of it.
I mean, not gonna lie, going into it, I was a little nervous. I mean, it's a pretty big event. A lot of guys there, scouts, and it was just, I don't know. Like, whenever I got there, I mean, we were going indoors. I haven't been to Chicago that many times. It was pretty cold, you know. I'm from South Carolina, so I wasn't used to that. But I mean, when I got there, it was awesome. I mean, all the guys there were super cool. I mean, the event ran really well. Everything was kind of as scheduled, and I mean, it was awesome. I enjoyed every moment of it.
What number were you happiest with in terms of what you produced in that?
I wasn't very happy with my 60 time of the day, but I mean, it's fine. It's in the kind of in the off season, kind of fat, still have on that weight. I was trying to bulk up, but I was happiest with my distance number. I think I got it up to 420 that day. So I mean, that's as good as it can get, pretty much for me off BP, you know, without having an actual arm up there. So
I've seen you down to 604. That's around a 10.0, 10.3 if you're talking about correlating that to a 100-yard dash. So California's Dylan Seward has been clocked at 618. Will Yao of Virginia's had 615 on his profile. Okay. I'm not asking you to throw shade on any. Are you the fastest player in the United States?
I do believe that I'm the fastest baseball player in the United States right now. Yes, sir. I mean, there's not much to it. I think that there's a lot of truth in that statement. I put a lot of preparation and work into my speed because it's a big part of my game, and I think it's very important to be able to impact the game in multiple ways.
All right, well, you mentioned, though, at Super 60, you ran that 6.46. You're a little heavy. Tell me how you get back to being the you that we're used to seeing in that level of speed.
Yes, sir. I mean, there's not that much to it for me. It's always harder for me to put on weight than it is for me to lose weight. I think it's just about it's just about just going out there on the field, just kind of being out there running, just letting the natural like speed of the game just kind of cut the weight off for me. I mean, I don't really have to put that much thought into it, and then just also like taking care of my speed work and training work inside the gym, just making sure I'm taking care of that on top of my strength stuff as well. So I just think that all those things are important, and that when it comes to like the weight loss part, I don't really have to do that much.
Do you look at other guys 60 times and be like, all right, let me show you?
Not really. I kind of always I look at my past 60 times, and I always try to be myself, always try to be the best version of myself. I don't really try to compare myself to other guys that much when it comes to that.
Yeah, so go back to our first interview I did with you in 2022, and you said that you were trying to be the best version of you. You were saying it all the way back then. Tell me from then to now, what has that meant in you trying to find the best version of you?
It's just, I think it's just an everyday thing. It's always like, because I have the alarm set on my phone at 9 a.m. every morning. It's always be the best version of yourself today, because it's hard whenever you try to, it's like compare yourself to other people. It's easy to kind of try and be like this guy, You see all the rankings and things like that. But whenever you stay true to yourself, it's very easy to attain your goals and to just continue to work, because it's you versus you, and you're always going to be competing against yourself.
All right, I love that, and I do want to bring up that old interview, by the way. So this is you taking me through your bat setup back in 2022. If you're talking to that kid about what lies ahead in the next 4 years of life and the next 4 years of baseball, what are you telling him about what's ahead?
You don't got a clue. You don't know what the game's going to do to him, how it's going to change him on the field and especially off the field. But it's just, I mean, looking back at this and videos like this, it's awesome, man. Just to see like how much the game can evolve you as a human being, and just how it can teach you lessons through life, and it's amazing. I don't really know what else to say. It's just impressive to see what the game can do to you as a man.
Well, I tell you, I love this Clemson recruiting class that you're a part of. Blake Bryant, Chase Kiker, Ethan Offing, Carson Adomnick. How much have you been in touch with these guys?
Dude, I love all those guys. I'm actually rooming with Ethan and Chase. Those are going to be my roommates, as well as Caden McLaughlin. We're all rooming together next year. So, I mean, I love those guys. We had a good time at our little visit, like our official visit. I mean, we talk all the time. We have our own little group chat and stuff like that. We're always communicating, so it's awesome, man.
Ethan can spin it on the football field. I know he walked away from being a quarterback, but you gotta get him out there spinning the ball. Don't let Dabo see him throw that football around. So
we're good.
So, but you've been committed to the Tigers for a long time, going back to November of 22 when we did that interview. I'm sure the closet's full of purple and orange. I saw the book bag. You got the Clemson book bag, but the draft buzz has been building for you. When you've had your sights set on something for so long, like how do you balance like not knowing whether or not Clemson's actually going to happen, depending on what happens in July?
I mean, I think the biggest thing is very easy for us as like young men to kind of wander and like let all these theatrics and all that stuff kind of get in your head with the draft and all that stuff. But I feel like the biggest thing is just to kind of be present, especially like in the season. I mean, this is our last high school season.
Yep.
You got to just be present in that and just enjoy the last of like the baseball that you have in high school, because like, in all honesty, the next level, like no matter where you go, it's not going to be the same. You're not going to have everybody rooting for you. I mean, you know how the portal is. It's very competitive now. So it's just kind of focusing on the moment, kind of staying in the moment is just helping me with kind of tread the water and not try and focus on either one too much, if that makes sense.
What does Coach Eric Bakich say to a guy like you when you sign and he knows that there's the potential that I may get you, I may not get you? Like, what's that message like?
I mean, I think Coach Bakich and Coach Nabla and all of them do a very good job of keeping it very professional. I mean, they're not trying to force you either way, because at the end of the day, ultimately, they want what's best for you.
Sure.
And I think they just do an amazing job of that, and I mean, that's really it. Yeah.
All right. One thing I love to do is put guys on the spot here with a little random question. The number 20. Which position acts the toughest?
Acts the toughest. It's got to be a shortstop, man. You can't tell a shortstop nothing. You can't tell a shortstop nothing.
All right, that's good. Number 67. What's your most irrational baseball belief?
Rational baseball belief. You know, I'm not big on the whole like picking up signs. I mean, obviously it's an advantage, but I feel like sometimes like it messes with me if I know. So that's kind of weird. I mean, I'm sure there's a better answer out there, but that's all I have for you.
So if you got a guy at second and he's off and he's trying to give you the signs, are you even like paying attention or just don't even do it when I'm out there?
I just tell them before. If they have them, don't tell me. I'd like to just kind of have my approach, stick to my approach, and let it work.
You like surprises?
Yeah. I love
okay.
surprises.
All right. Last question, number 97. What's the quickest way to lose baseball aura?
I don't know. I feel like a pop-up to the catcher is worse than a strikeout. I think that sucks. Pop-up to the catcher, like pop-up in foul territory, is like one of the worst ways to go out, in my opinion. So
if you got runners on, it's just worse, right?
It's even worse.
Yeah.
Bases loaded, big moments like that, or like slipping and striking out. That sucks. Slipping on a strikeout and falling is terrible.
When a guy falls to his knee on a breaking ball, do you guys say anything to him when he comes back to the dugout?
You have to let him hear it. I'm sorry. You gotta let him hear it after that. I mean, it's funny. And it helps lighten the mood a little bit after that. I mean, it depends on the guy. Obviously, you know, if you have a guy that's kind of like uptight, you don't want to say anything to him. But most of the guys, you gotta let him hear it a little bit.
What if they say something to you? How do you take it when they say?
Oh man, I don't care.
Yeah.
I know, bro. If I fall in the box, I'm expecting you to laugh at me. To be honest, like, that's not normal for you to do that.
Sterling, man, great stuff. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I really liked having Sterling Coaxum here in studio. I mean, just a great personality and laying it down. Fastest player in the United States. I love that he ran a 6.46, Jack, and he's like, I was a little fat at Super 16. But, man, it's always fun for me catching up with guys again after I've had some time with them in the past and kind of just watching them progress, watching them grow up. We're having some battles here early on in this TNXL and Georgia Premier game. Acosta's got 2 strikeouts. Brady's got 1 of his own. And meanwhile, Johnny Carver got 3 Ks. That one was 94.3 off the bat, though. So we're going to have runners at first and second here for WSA trying to answer that Muchika home run for P27 that put them up 1-0. Rocco Castrillon, the DH, now up for WSA with traffic on the base pass. Well, Castrillon actually just struck out. Dono is now up. And you know what? Game Changer was actually behind, so I'm following along with the P27 Game Changer because we got 2 games going on. There's so much information spraying around. Dono's at first base. Gabriel Soto is currently at the plate. He's got a 2-0 count. We always run the risk of losing track once you kind of bounce around. You bring in these interviews. Strike from Carver, man. He's been awfully impressive. Rosendo at the plate right now for TNXL. He's got a 2-1 count here against Acosta. He fouls that off. Looking for a first hit there in the top of the second in that one. Carver keeping Donalds at bay. P27 with that 1-0 lead again off the bat of Muchika. Goes 100. What was that? 103 miles an hour off the bat for that home run. Just a missile. But a guy, Jack, that you saw do that again on go back to Monday night's home run derby. Did the exact same thing in that. It was an 80 mile an hour changeup that he absolutely parked. Another quick defensive inning for Georgia Premier. They go fast enough. They're catching up here to WSA and P27. Carver got a 2-2 count here against Soto. Carver misses low. Count will now be full. Again, you got a runner at first. Carver with the payoff pitch. Oh, that one goes foul, and man, just some ballerina action there. He's kind of got tied up on the swing. Did go foul, though. Not even quite sure what you call that. That was beyond a sword. But can it be a sword when the guy actually makes contact with it? These are deep thoughts, Jack. Yeah, that was 103 miles an hour, that home run that we saw from Uchika. No one's in play. Short has it. Throws a second for one out. Do they get the double play? They, in fact, do. P27 getting it done defensively. Backing up Johnny Carver. They continue to lead 1-0 in that game. Meanwhile, getting ready for another inning at the plate here for Georgia Premier. And in steps big bad R.J. Cope. And I am so excited to here in a little bit to go and replay our interview that he did when we stopped by during yesterday's watch party. And what an absolute treat of a human being. 6'8", 235-pounder. Top-ranked left-handed pitcher in Georgia, 7th overall. He shoots that up the middle. That was a 26-mile-an-hour exit velo? I don't think I've ever seen a number that low. Not from a guy who produces triple-digit exit velos, and he goes 26 mile an hour for a ground out. Usually, Jack, if we see 26 on the EVs, it's normally because it like hits somebody.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing. I didn't think that. I would expect a 126 more than 26 with R.J. Cope.
Yeah. That was a little comical. Ben Laircy, the DH, now steps in for Georgia Premier. He fouls the first one off. So was Cope was safe? What in the world? I thought he was out. Didn't it look like they called him out?
Well, I mean, it takes him, I think, 3 steps.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right.
With how long his
you're right.
are.
All right, well, Cope's at first, so we'll get a little bit more time to talk about him. But again, I loved having him here in studio and talking all about his artwork and, getting an opportunity to talk about his life outside of the game of baseball. Vanderbilt will be lucky to get him, but I don't know if they're going to get a chance. Laircy with a rocket into right center. That one is up against the wall, and that one is going to be a double, so now have him second and third. Nice piece of hitting there from Laircy, 6'3", 185-pounder. So he'll give way to Bryson Harris. Polk State College signee, 35th ranked outfielder in Georgia, 181 overall. And he's first pitch swinging. That's 86.6 off his bat. Cope scores. Here comes Laircy, and it's 2-0 Georgia Premier off the bat of Bryson Harris coming through with the 2-run single. Get through against Colton Brady. Brady, LSU signee on the mound for TNXL. He had 91 strikeouts and 67 and 2/3 innings pitched to a 2.66 ERA this season. Now we got R.J. Groomster.
It is kind of funny to me that GPA has R.J. Groomster and R.J. Cope, who are both share the same first name, but also both share the same love for the colors gold and black.
There you go, yeah, because Groomster is a Purdue signee. And he fouled that off 90.8. P27's got a runner at first. Coaxum's back at the plate. Runner takes off, gets away from the second baseman. Kind of cut him off a little bit on that slide through as Ortiz makes his way into second. Revs it up. Groomster's got a 1-2 count. Coaxum ready to do some damage. I want to see him run. I want him, as much as the power's there. He hit 8 homers, but had 8 doubles, 25 RBIs this season. All those numbers were second on P27. I want to see him fly. I just want to see the speed do its thing. I want a ball into the gap. I want to see him stretch a double into a triple. Let's see some Sterling Coaxum magic. He's got a 1-1 count, runner at second. I mean, we got a punch out there from Brady, first out of the inning. Oh, he goes 103.1. Where's that one going, Coaxum? Is that one on its way? Is he going to take off? I need the camera to cut back. We got to see the full view. I didn't get to see it. I wanted to see him take off. It was 103.1 off his bat, though. Well, Coaxum was out. It was still a well-struck ball. P27's got that 1-0 lead. Another well-struck ball, 94.1. That's on its way into left center. Is the runner going to tag up? Ortiz does, in fact, takes off for home. And that'll make it 2-0. And Coaxum was safe. No, he was out. But see, when the camera doesn't pan, and we're not in the scout tower, so we are in our studio. When the camera doesn't pan, we are at the mercy of AI. And AI did us in on that moment. So Tassopoulos with the RBI single, and Henkel Acevedo is going to step in. And he swings at the first pitch, and that one goes opposite field. And let's assume that went foul. Yep, Acevedo's making his way back, stick in hand. Bryce Muchika, he of the solo home run, waits in the on-deck circle should Acevedo get aboard. Phillips goes 91.1, and that one goes into the glove of the first baseman. Georgia Premier, though, leads 2-0 over that one against TNXL.
I mean, these games are actually, they're a little less than
half an inning away from each other, yeah.
Which is pretty wild.
Acevedo pops that up. Everybody's on the run. Third base camps underneath it, brings an end to the inning. All right, so now that we've got a break, let's go back to the 4-shot. And mentioned Reiston Durham earlier, got a chance to catch up with him, R.J. Cope. Let's go back to our watch party view, and let's go ahead and cut to our interview yesterday from Georgia Premier's Reiston Durham, the Texas signee out of Decula. Now joined by Georgia Premier's Reiston Durham, Texas signee, man. Good to see you.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, it's good to see you.
Last time I saw you, you were wearing Decula.
Yeah.
Now, tell me about this transition. What's this life change been like for you down in Statesboro?
Oh, it's been awesome, honestly. I met a great group of guys who, took me in at first. And at first, I'm not going to lie, I was a little nervous. But, they showed me the way and how to go throughout the game. And it's been a great experience. I've learned a lot. I've had a great time playing.
So 3.5 hours away from home.
Yeah.
What was that adjustment like? Not like the guys. What was it like not being there with mom and dad as a high school senior?
Oh, it was like moving into college early, basically. You kind of do everything by yourself. You have to wash your own clothes, make your own food, wake up on time. Just start healthy routines that's going to get you to the next level.
Well, you and I have talked about your cooking before, and I know you had some skills. Has it been elevated now that you've kind of been running your own?
It has been elevated. I'm surviving.
Okay, what's the best meal you make now?
I'm good at hamburgers.
Okay, good at hamburgers.
And fries, that's my specialty.
Like the smash burgers, or what are you doing? Do you putting garlic in with the meat, or what are you
I'm
doing?
putting a little garlic powder, onion powder, salt and pepper. I'm spicing it up a little bit.
I love that. Now, when a player reaches a certain level, and I'm sure you kind of experience this at DQ a little bit, they don't want to pitch to you anymore.
Yeah.
But you get into a lineup like you got at Georgia Premier, you got R.J. Cope, you got R.J. Groomster, Jason Phillips. They got to deal with all those guys. When you were thinking about the decision to go there, how much did that kind of play into it? Like, hey, I know I need to have dudes around me that going to guarantee that I'm going to see pitching in a game.
Yeah, it definitely went into it. You can't pitch around this lineup.
Yeah.
We have guys going high D1, probably professional. So, I mean, when you get to a lineup like that, there's not many teams where you have a 9-hole that can hit a ball 450 feet. So, it definitely went into it. The guys at Tequila were great, but these guys on here, it's a great experience with them too.
Be honest with me, what's it like facing R.J. Cope and inter-squad, 6'8", throwing mid-90s? What's that experience like?
When the arm slot is coming behind your back, it's kind of hard to hit. But he's a great competitor, and like I said, it's iron sharpens iron. So
when has that much extension, does it feel like the ball's like right on top of you?
It's right on top of you.
Yeah, and that's scary stuff.
It's decision right there.
You are part of an insane Texas recruiting class. Brody Bumilla, who just struck out 20 in a no-hitter, by the way. Got Grady Emerson, Trey Rangel, Bo Peterson. It could be an insanely impressive class if you all wind up in Austin.
Yeah.
So being in that kind of mix yourself, how do you approach kind of the thought process of, here's the spot I got. These are the guys I could do it with, but everything could change in July with the draft.
Yeah, I kind of take it day by day. I always look to compete, no matter who I'm with. Those are a great group of guys, and I'm excited to play with them if I go there. But also, I'm also looking to the next level. So, like I said, I take it day by day and just trying to work.
Have you already built some relationships with those guys to this point?
Yeah.
Like, who are you tight with now?
Trent, Brody, Brady Morita.
Yeah.
I said his last name.
Brumilla,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. No, the catcher.
Okay. My bad. Yeah.
Yeah, but we have all like a group chat and everything, so we talk in there.
Trey Rangel's a little different as a coach's son. I think he kind of just has like a different, he played football for a long time too. But yeah, so I got to know though, with Austin, do you own a cowboy hat?
I do not yet.
Well, good thing, because we actually had, with the help of ChatGPT, we got Reiston Durham. This is what I like to call the McConaughey. Yeah, there you go. So you guys, and you're playing cornhole, right? You're playing cornhole. So we got you the whole Austin setup. You're gonna own that. If you don't already own that shirt, you're gonna own that shirt.
I need to.
Yeah. So there you go.
That's awesome.
So number 15, which dugout snack has the strongest aura?
I have to go seeds.
Seeds?
Seeds it's uncomparable. It's nothing better than smacking on some bacon seeds.
Bacon seeds.
Bacon seeds.
Okay,
those
that's a good flavor too.
Yeah.
All right, question number 42. If baseball added a power-up inning, what happens in it?
A power-up inning. Maybe a diving play. Like you make a crazy diving play.
Are there like effects and stuff going on, like you're in Mario and you got like the star, and it's like
maybe if you make like a crazy diving play, then the pitcher gets like a boost or something.
Okay.
I don't know. That would be pretty cool.
All right. Final one, number 100. What's one baseball debate that will never end?
Oh man, these are some good questions. One baseball debate that will never end.
I know when I was coaching, it was always the pant length. That was always a big one.
Yeah, maybe. The talk about, how they talk about Babe Ruth and all that and the different ages.
Sure, yeah.
How it's hard to compare. I feel like that's one of the good ones.
Yeah, it's because the game's never changed, right? You're still doing the exact same thing. It's not like in football you introduce the forward pass and all of a sudden it's like, hey, we can do this now. You're not running the ball 50 times a game.
Yeah, that's totally true. The level of play has definitely gone up. So I feel like that's a good debate.
All right, I got to know one more thing before you get out of here. When I talked to you a year ago, and we were talking about where you were at, future games on your heels and all that, the Texas commit. What's different in you as a player now than the last time you were here?
I feel like the mindset the mindset, just that dog eats dog mindset, and going out there every day and proving myself now. You know, I've got the, you know, ranking or commitment, whatever you want to call it. But now it's just going out there and proving it every day and proving it to myself, and you know, not trying to validate to others, but proving to myself that I can do it day to day.
And you look jacked. I mean, you look like you put like 20 pounds on since I seen you last.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in the gym, you know, just trying to work.
All right, it's looking good, man. Reiston, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So much fun catching up with Reiston Durham, and we didn't talk about it, but a couple summers ago, Reiston and I, we went ESPN style, where he was on the field playing shortstop during the summer. He had an earpiece in. I had one in studio. We had a camera trailing him, and we were doing a live talk back while he was on the field. So we talked about his cooking and you know, just him as a player. And that was right before he ended up having a really strong summer that culminated in the future games and ultimately his commitment to Texas. So best of luck to Reiston, whether he winds up in Austin in that star-studded recruiting class or if an MLB team comes calling in July. That's a kid with an excruciatingly bright future, just a lot ahead of him. And again, wishing Reiston nothing but the best. Meanwhile, TNXL has cut the lead in half for Georgia Premier. Tyler Ramos went 103.2 off the bat for a third-inning home run. P27 still up 2-0 over WSA, as that one is in the bottom of the fourth inning. Burnett is back on the mound for another inning for WSA. Zach Bender is at the plate right now for TNXL. And Muchika, who homered in his last trip to the plate, will be the leadoff hitter here in the fourth for P27. Burnett's thrown 46 pitches so far. Meanwhile, over for Georgia Premier, 47 pitches by Acosta. He's allowed one hit, that homer to Ramos. P27 threatening. They've got runner at first here with Bender, full count. We will be back with you tomorrow. Bender shoots that into center field, 88.2. Got the center fielder on the run. Makes that catch, and runner will stay put at first. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Have 11 a.m. semifinal action for you. Then all culminating in Friday's championship at 10 a.m. It's a double elimination tournament, so if need be, there'll be another game at 1. So we look to crown the champion here. 1-1 count here to Muchika. Laser, and that one's on the ground. First base has it, gathers. Can he flip it in time? Burnett can't make the play, jumps up to get that ball, and man, Muchika's showing off the speed as well. We've seen the power and the speed as he's able to beat that out. Tough ball for the first baseman to grab cleanly. Muchika able to run it out. 97.5 gets past Donnells. The Old Dominion signee now standing at first base. Bring up Woodard. You mentioned Vernon Woodard will be here for the feature games at end of July. He hit .354 during the regular season, .902 OPS. Fouls that off. And we saw yesterday what this TNXL and Georgia Premier offenses can do. And I think we've kind of just been waiting for P27. The only obvious thing we've seen from them was Monday night's home run derby with Muchika and Acevedo, and was really excited to see this offense do its thing. So far, they lead 2-0 here in the fourth. Costa has TNXL stranded 1. They did get 1 run in that inning. Georgia Premier leading 2-1 as that one is marching along. 1-2 count here to Woodard. If you're unable to make it out tomorrow for our broadcast, or you just want to watch any of the games from here in the ABA tournament, you can find them all on LakePoint Live, powered by Aware TV and Pixelot. But then you don't get my sultry tones during that one, so you got to make sure you come in for the elevated broadcast that we do. Try to bring a little bit of flavor of the game, the players involved. Where else do you get this kind of intel? Where else do you get to see an AI-generated shot of Reiston Durham looking like Matthew McConaughey? Only on these broadcasts. Woodard goes down on strikes, now 1 down with Muchika at first.
For all we know, that AI photo isn't going to be AI for much longer. I bet
he's gonna.
In a year, he's going to be rocking a cowboy hat with
that.
Cornhole in
I
his
think
hand.
if you go to Texas, you have to have that burnt orange either button down or polo shirt, because when you watch the football games, that is as common as the uniforms on the field. That is like the Austin uniform for everybody watching or involved in some way, shape, or form with things around Texas sports. You got to have the burnt orange button down or polo shirt and a cowboy hat. So I await Reiston's IG post as I manifest him in full Austin garb later on. Knox Williams is at the plate right now for Georgia Premier. Brady's still on the mound. He's thrown 28 pitches. Dubront grounds a third. Do they get the double play? They can't turn it all. They get the runner still at first base. So Dubront's aboard after Muchika's out at second. Close to turning that double play, but does not happen. So now 2 down. 1-2 count here to Williams. Misses high. It'll be even. Thomas Burkett now up for P27. 2 down in the inning. Williams showing off the speed. Can't beat that out, though. Second base makes a throw to first for out number 1. WSA has P27 stranded a runner. Still 2-0 lead, though, for the Blacksmiths. Jace Dardar, last batter in the order, now up for Georgia Premier. Misa think Jace is at the plate, Jack. He's got a 1-1 count. We're about a week and a half late for Star Wars humor. That one is right back to Brady. Flips it to first. Dardar's out. Out number 2. So Reiston Durham's turn once again. This same field that we are on right now, that same batter's box, saw Reiston hit a monster home run against Texas in the feature games. And that was a moment, obviously we were aware of Reiston, but talking to Shooter Hunt, Prep Baseball's vice president of scouting, that was the kind of like, okay, this guy is a gamer moment. Coming through, big moment, big opponent. I believe Trey Rangel might have been on the mound in that one for Texas. Now a Longhorns commit himself. Reiston's got a 1-1 count. Drills that 94.9 on its way to center field. So Durham's got himself a 2-out single. Bring up CJ Wall. Reiston been all too gracious to me and my team and all of our content creation endeavors over the years. So happy to help him along, and he's helping along this Georgia Premier lineup right now as CJ Wall steps in. Ooh, getting the weird zooms going on again on field 10. Field 10, you're drunk, go home. Counts 1-1. Just like I egged it on, it did it again. Johnny Carver, P27, he's thrown 49 pitches. He's got Flores. So it'll be Flores, Mencho, and Webster. Flores, first pitch. That's going to be a base hit. Second hit of the game for WSA. So the center fielder aboard, the right fielder, William Mencho, steps in.
Can we talk about that throw from the right fielder right there? I mean, that was in that TNXL GPA game.
Yeah.
That right fielder just absolutely threw a dot. Bryson Harris absolutely just with a cannon to the catcher.
I love it.
Got it. He just got him extremely before the plate.
Mencho just ripped 199.2 into left field. Yeah, this is why we're gonna work to. We are going to endeavor to start to get replay mode on these broadcasts very, very soon, so we can relive the moment in a moment like that, especially in a watch party where things kind of get a little awry every once in a while.
Until you and I just start calling each game. You got one game, I got the other.
That's right.
And now. But yeah, I mean that was.
I don't think that would be a very good viewer experience.
No, because you wouldn't know.
Wouldn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Chase Webster's up now for WSA with 2 aboard. This is the biggest opportunity that WSA has had yet. Nobody's out. Carver strike 1. Can they get their breakthrough moment here? They need it badly. Carver struck out 5. No walks, 3 hits. Looking for his first out here of the 5th. Now 0-2. Tension building a little bit for WSA if they're going to continue this Cinderella run. This is, of course, a double elimination tournament, so a loss here doesn't null everything, but certainly they would love to keep the good times rolling. And how often, Jack, do we see that play out in sports, whether it be professional, college, travel, high school season? Teams that get a bye can sometimes see things get turned on their heads after a team that's already had a chance to get out there and play. And that one is in play. There's no plays anywhere, and they're not going to have the bases loaded. So Webster does his job. It was a well-struck ball and just couldn't make a play at second. And at that point, Webster was well on his way to first. So they're going to have the bases loaded. And that's going to bring up Rocco Castrian, the DH, with the bases loaded. Nobody out. I mentioned this was the big moment for WSA. Can they cash in? Some pressure on the Arkansas signee. Rocco drives that one, 91.5. It's on its way into center field. Runner's going to tag up from third after the pop out. There's run number 1 for WSA. It's now 2-1. So the DH does his job. Productive out. They'll bring up Michael Donnells, the first baseman now with 1 down. Still 2 on for WSA. You know, he wanted a little bit more of that. He wanted that crowning moment, that grand moment. But he's still able to produce one run and makes it 2-1. So it's Donald's turn now with 2 aboard. Varus at the plate, meanwhile, for TNXL. He swings through that, goes down on strikes against Acosta. Things certainly heating up over here in WSA and P27. 1 down, Carver is now thrown 57 pitches. Little pirouette back towards second, grabs a rosin bag, gets back to work. So Varus going down on strikes. It's now Alex Odysseus at the plate for TNXL. He's got a 1-1 count. It's 1-1 here against Donalds. Swings through that now, 1-2. See if Carver can get out of here and limit damage. He had the bases loaded with no outs. WSA was able to get 1 run. They had 1 hit before this inning, so this has been their biggest opportunity yet. Spikes that, but Woodard stops it from going any further. Another punch out for Acosta. Dissis didn't like the call. Donalds ropes that. Short has it, goes to second for 1 out. They go to first for the inning-ending double play. So able to get out of the jam, but WSA did get 1 run back. So that's now 2-1 as that moves along to the bottom of the 5th inning. Good job there by Carver, just kind of keeping his head. The Arkansas signee. Resendo's at the plate right now for Georgia Premier. That one's 2-1. So we've already seen R.J. Cope in action and talked a little bit about the interview with him and him kind of opening up about his life beyond baseball. Let's go ahead and bring in our interview here with R.J. Cope and give you a little bit of taste of the guy beyond the game of baseball and just an absolute treat, the Vanderbilt signee out of Georgia Premier. Vanderbilt signee R.J. Cope out of Georgia Premier Academy. R.J., man, good to see you.
Sir, good to see you.
Absolute monster, 6'8", 250 pounds. In basketball terms, you're talking about Julius Randle, right? And obviously, the only thing of close to your size in baseball, Aaron Judge, 6'7", 282 pounds. But he gave up pitching when he got to Fresno State. An absolute monster on both sides of the ball, on the mound, at the plate for you. Where do you look for inspiration when there's nobody that looks like you doing it both ways?
All right, well, I mean, I look at guys that I've usually heard about from pretty much my whole life, like, for instance, David Price. David Price is a guy I've really looked at in terms of mechanics and just how he pitches, his mentality when he's on the mound. So pitching-wise, I look at him, and then, of course, there's Shohei Ohtani. He's a two-way player. He does it the best. Just look at how he goes in the box. His mannerisms when he's in the box, how he takes everything seriously. I mean, just like guys like that, I really look at and model most of my game after. Going off that David Price, when you met with Coach Corbin at Vanderbilt, how much did he talk about David Price? A lot. He talked about him a lot. It seems like he's a guy who really was an inspiration to a lot of his teammates when he was there, and also he modeled pretty much what Coach Corbin does and what he's been doing for the last, since he's gotten there. So, I mean, he talks about him a lot, and I've really heard about him a lot before I went to Vanderbilt. So it was cool to kind of see everything align at one time. Talking to a lot of the guys that were at Vandy, like Dansby Swanson, Kyle Wright, they all go back and they all end up working out there during the off season and stuff. If they talk to you about that at all, if you land in Nashville, like how much the older guys are still an influence on the younger players? Yeah, I mean, I was there. When I was there, I was just hearing them talk, like the older guys that were there when I took my visit in 24, and just how they talked and how they presented themselves to the rest of the team. It was awesome to see that and see how much leadership was there. So like that was the biggest thing for me when I was looking to colleges, was the leadership, the coaches, education. It's obviously the biggest thing for me. But just how they go about their business and how everybody is for the team. That was what really stuck out to me. And those seniors, they were really the biggest piece of the team. So it was cool to see that.
Let's go inside the arsenal a little bit. Obviously, you got the fastball into the 90s, a changeup, curveball, slider. There's a 20-mile-an-hour difference between that fastball and curveball. What's the best pitch in your mind?
In my mind, it's always been my two-seam. It's just because of how much it's run. I could say the changeup. The changeup is pretty much the exact same thing. It's just a little slower and it drops. But the two-seam for me has always been my go-to pitch in any situation. Ever since I was a kid, that was one of the first things I was taught, to throw a two-seam. So my command and my pitchability with that pitch has been pretty much the best in my entire arsenal. Like, I've got a couple pitches that I've worked on, but the two-seam has always been the bread and butter in any case scenario.
How much do you like playing around with guys' expectations? Because obviously everyone thinks when you got that fastball, everything's going to go off the fastball. How much do you kind of just like, you know what, I'm pitching in reverse. We're going off the breaking stuff today.
Right. Well, there's been a bunch of times, even in the season, where I've done that, especially in the second inning, third inning. I've always tried to start off backwards because they've seen the fastball at first, and then I'll go to a breaking ball or off speed. But I'm very confident in my breaking ball and my off speed. I mean, I'll throw it 3 times in a row if I want to. But it's just about having that confidence in each of your pitches, and to be out there and dominate like you know how to, and just be a pitcher, not a thrower. So.
Well, I got a ball here, and I would love for you to take us through your grip. So if you just want to do these into the camera there, and you can talk about anything you do pronation-wise, but just kind of take us through how R.J. Cope does what he does.
Sir, well, first I've got the four-seam. I learned how to do a thumb tuck in the offseason with Dylan Ross. He went to George Premier a couple years ago, so I throw my four-seam sort of like this. I just try to get out in front and release out in front as much as possible. I do it from the side too, just to let you know. And then two-seam, I sort of do the same thing. I just throw it and it does what it needs to do. I don't really think too much about throwing the fastball. Just
let it ride.
Yep, let it ride. This is how it looks from the side. Yep, I always try to get my thumb under the horseshoe, so I got a little something under it, so I can feel that as I'm throwing it out in front. The changeup, I don't really thumb tuck like this. I'd probably say. Actually, matter of fact, I think I have done that for the last couple of months. Actually, it's actually helped a lot. Again, just trying to get out in front, trying to release out in front and let it take care of the rest. I don't do too much on it. I just throw it and it does what I need to do. So then I have the sweeper. Sweeper is a new pitch I got in 25. At the end of 25, I've been throwing it a lot, and it's been a really good go-to pitch in 2 strike counts. On 1 strike count, whenever I'm in an advantage count, I sort of throw it. So I really like to just get out in front with it, like every other pitch. Just try to feel that late break at the very end. So, like, basically in my mind, I'm really thinking about, okay, front foot is striking, and then get out as much as I can out to the plate, and then it sort of does the best break it can get. And then the splitter. The splitter is it's a pretty new pitch, but I've worked on it a lot since the off season. It's been really good for me. I try to keep no fingers on the ball but the pointer finger and the middle finger, and just release it out in front, and it's gotten as low as 600s. So
wow,
it's been very good.
Did it take you a while to get used to having your fingers spread out that much?
It did. I mean, at first I was using a softball.
That's what Joseph Contreras told me he did. It was him, he was like 9 years old. He said he just had a softball.
Yeah. Nah, he's got some big fingers too. I'm not gonna lie. He's got some massive fingers. It would start off with the softball, and then obviously get into the baseball, and then just again trying to release out in front. That's the biggest thing for me. It's just every time I release out in front, and every time I have that feel for just being able to drive to the mound. Not to the mound. I meant to the plate. Sorry. But yeah, every time I try to drive to the plate, get my hand as far as I can to the plate, everything sort of does what it needs to do. And that's how I become successful when I'm on the mound.
Does the ball matter to you? Can the seams be too high, too low? Can you just be like, this ball's not, I can't get what I want out of a ball? Or are you to the point now where it's like, I'll just adjust?
I mean, actually, that's interesting because I've been thinking about that all my life. Like, okay, there's different balls, different seams. I mean, there's different feels for pretty much every different type of ball. So, I mean, in my mind, it's more so of you have to be mentally prepared when you get on the mound. Whatever ball you have, you just got to be able to have confidence and just throw it. Like, don't think about what type of seams you've got on the ball, how cold it is outside. Like, even weather, like, depends on the certain factors of the baseball. But it's really just about just clearing my mind and just throwing the baseball. For me, I've never really thought too much about it nowadays. So I go out there and throw it.
So my wife's an art teacher, so I loved seeing at the Dream Series where you got with Hunter Green and shared your art together. Tell me a little bit, how much are you drawing now, and then where are the inspirations for you when it comes to drawing?
Matter of fact, I started that when I was in the first grade, I say. When I was in the first grade, I started looking at little action movies, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Maybe I can sort of draw it on my own. And then that's where the inspiration and the love began for drawing. So I've taken certain action things that I've seen on movies, and I've put it into my own perspective, my own characters, and developed a plot, because the plot is sort of like something that I really love to dive into with anything that I look at. I mean, even baseball has a plot. So you look at the plot of baseball. Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's just a lot of things that I take for every little piece, and I put it together, and I make art. That's pretty much how I do it. In the summary of it, I can go on and on, but I try to keep it short.
Well, it's got a plot. You've got main character energy. But do you look at comic books, or like are there guys like Todd McFarlane, Jim Lee, guys like that you kind of gravitated towards when you were getting your kind of figuring out who you were as an artist?
Yeah, comic books for me was something that I looked at a lot growing up. Like, there was a lot of things that we had in the library for the school. And there was some comic books, and I was just looking into it. I was like, yeah, these are cool. And I was like, maybe I can do that. And then I started doing it. At first, it was a little rough. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to show how it looked at the beginning, because it's very corny. But now I feel like I've gotten better at like the details and the lining and all that. And now the pictures that I make are very cool. And I can say that they've really turned out to be something that I can probably publish one of these days, and get other people's opinions on it. I mean, I love showing my art to people when they ask me if they can see it. So I mean, it's cool. It's cool to me, though. I love drawing.
For me, shading was always the hardest thing.
Yeah,
to be able to, is you're going to get, where's the light going to hit, and can you get it? It's not going to look the same on one part of the drawing to the other. So,
right.
All right. So one of the things I love to do with guys, and Reiston did this too. So you're not going to be on the spot, the only one on the spot for this. We're going to play a little random questions here with RJ Cope. Let's roll on our intro. So number 9, if baseball had entrance music like WWE, so beyond just like I'm picking, some song on the radio, if it had extreme entrance music like that, what's your song?
That's tough. I was never really a music guy. Sandman. I think that's the name of that song. Sandman.
Yeah. Metallica. Yeah. That was Mariano Rivera's song forever. Yeah, that's a good pick.
Yeah.
All right. This is always a good one. Number 59. What's the most baseball dad thing ever?
Baseball dad thing. Being in the stands, telling the kid what they're doing and what they're not doing.
Yeah.
That's the main one. Yeah.
Does your dad do that?
A lot,
yeah.
Actually. But I love him for it. Because that just shows that how much he cares about my development.
Because he's seen the top of it, and he knows what the top of it looks like. Exactly. All right, last one, number 71. When you talked about weather, what's the worst weather to play in?
Worst weather to play in? Oh, it's gotta be like freezing cold with rain. So it's like it's raining and it's also cold. So like you're slipping on the mound, and then you also have no feel for the ball. Like, that's got to be the worst possible weather you could ever be in.
And we're in Georgia, so you get all of it, right? You get 100 degrees, you get 4 degrees and rain, and yeah.
This May has been weird.
Yeah,
for sure. So.
All right. Well, he is RJ Cope. RJ, man, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So the magic of television, while RJ Cope was on air with me doing an interview, he hit a 108-mile-an-hour single in the 4th inning for Georgia Premier. Meanwhile, we had some absolute chaos in TNXL and WSA and P27. Acevedo was up with the bases loaded. He goes 108 miles an hour off the bat, ground out with the bases loaded, and then they got a runner at going home from third to home to end the inning. So P27 had the bases loaded but could not capitalize. They continued to lead 2-1 over WSA. That was in the 6th inning. Georgia Premier still up 2-1 over TNXL, the first inning of their game. And that one goes 91.7. That's got the center fielder on the run, and Cam's underneath it for out number 2. Costas look awfully sharp for Georgia Premier, 77 pitches. Yesterday, RJ Cope said he was pitching. We thought we were going to see him in action, but Acosta's been fantastic. He struck out 6, 2 walks. Hard hit ball right at first base. Flips it to Acosta, and that brings it into the inning. So Georgia Premier defense continues to hold it down. Well, Diaz at the plate right now, the leadoff hitter. He's seen Carver now 3 times. Gets the bunt down, but that goes foul. Carver's thrown 67 pitches. And while Brady returns on the mound for TNXL, he's thrown 59 pitches. He's allowed 5 hits so far. Comes Carver with the 0-1. Shows bunt again. That hit him. So hit on the bunt attempt. And man, that one's definitely smart. He turned into that entirely. So runners now at first and second as Soto makes his way down to second. Brings up Anthony Iacofano, who did homer yesterday for WSA. We saw P27 get out of a jam in the 5th inning. Carver did allow 1 run. So opportunities continue to present themselves here for WSA. Let's see if they can come through again. The bases are occupied at first and second. Nobody's out. Excuse me, Thomas Glenn at the plate. Iacofano's in the on-deck circle. So Glenn's showing bunt. And we got a balk. Carver can't believe it. So runners will now be at second and third. So a hit by pitch, now a balk. And go out here and have a conversation with Carver and kind of calm the Arkansas signee down. It's Almazar, the shortstop, going over to have a talk with him. Looks like the conversations will continue. We're first out of the inning, meanwhile, over in Georgia Premier and TNXL. That was Phillips. All right, Carver will continue. Again, runners at second and third. Had a hit by pitch and a balk in the last few moments for Carver. Oh, 2 count here to Phillips over in the Georgia Premier TNXL game. So Glenn at the plate. He's got an 0-1 count. WSA with 1 runner in the 5th. Nobody out. Runners at 2nd and 3rd. Glenn's going to step out. Thomas Glenn, the Memphis signee, got an 0-1 count. 22nd ranked shortstop in Florida in 26, 129 overall in the class. Carver misses inside, counts now even. Well, Phillips has got a 2-2 count against Brady. Fouls that off and loses the pieces of equipment. I thought that was the ball. That was one of his many guards, and that's a strikeout. So Knox Williams now up for Georgia Premier with 1 down. Meanwhile, count is 1-1 here to Glenn. Misses, gets away from the catcher, but he stops it. So Woodward, no harm, no foul. Stops it going any further. Counts 2-1. Well, it's 1-2 to Knox Williams over in that TNXL Georgia Premier game. A miss high from Brady. Count will be even. Glenn fouls that off. Count will be even over there as well. Meanwhile, it's full over here for Williams against Brady. Brady's thrown 74 pitches. He's got 5 strikeouts. Acosta's got 6 for Georgia Premier. Brady's got 5 for TNXL. Carver's, meanwhile, got 5 for P27. He's got a 2-2 count here to Glenn. Would love to get number 6. For the first out of the inning, he steps off. It's been a series of meetings here in the inning for Carver. Williams is aboard, meanwhile, for Georgia Premier as their inning rolls along. We'll bring up Dardar, last batter in the order for Georgia Premier. Means Reiston, Durham, and company are lurking if the inning goes any further. Glenn sends that down the right side. That will go foul. Dardar's got an 0-2 count. That one is skied by Dardar. It's got everybody on the run, and that's the end to the inning. So Georgia Premier strands 1. They still lead 2-1, though, as that one goes on to the 6th inning. Carver misses pretty badly arm side on that one. Count's going to be full here to Glenn. See if Carver can kind of recapture what he had early on in this game. He was really rolling through the first 4 innings, but the last 2 trips to the plate, WSA has seen him awfully well, put some pressure on him. Able to get 1 run, and they are in prime position here with runners at 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. Glenn at the plate. Glenn puts a strike on that one. That one is into left field. It's caught, but the runner will tag up from 3rd. The throw is going to be late. So we've got a tie ball game there as Glenn comes through. WSA has evened this thing up.
Let's just take a moment to realize both games are in the top of the 6th inning.
Wow. Yeah, we're rolling. On now to Anthony Iacofano with 1 out. He's got a chance to put WSA up in this 2-2 ball game. He's got a runner at 2nd. Iacofano Dribbler, short has it, throws to third for the lead out. They got him. So Iacofano will be at first, but now they get the lead runner for now 2 outs. Heads up play at short there by Almanzar. So Almanzar goes to Dubrant for out number 2. He's going to bring up Eric Flores. How big does that moment now seem when P27 had the bases loaded? You had your big bat, Acevedo, at the plate, and he goes 108 miles an hour for a ground out. They could have just kept it there, but got a little aggressive. Tried to get the runner from third home and ended up as a double play to bring it into the inning. That third run looming large at the moment. But heck, you see 108 mile an hour exit velo from Acevedo, a guy that put on a show on Monday night's Home Run Derby. You're not thinking ground out. Carver's got 76 pitches here in the top of the 6th. I got Nathaniel Sabino at the plate over in the TNXL Georgia Premier game. Acosta is still on the mound for Georgia Premier, and he has been absolutely rolling. One's popped up. Shortstop has it. That'll bring an end to the inning, but we've got a tie ball game. WSA and P27 all notched up at 2-2. Sabino is out number 1 for TNXL. Acosta's got 7 strikeouts now. She allowed just 1 hit. That was the home run by Ramos. Zach Bender's turn now with 1 down. An explosive P27 lineup. What do they have in store here? They'll send Muchika, Woodard, and Dubrant to the plate here in the bottom of the 6th. They would certainly love to get themselves a lead here and hold on and not even have to come up in the 7th. We'll see if they can get anything going against a new pitcher here for Wellington. You got to read on that number as Burnett stays over. And we'll have to wait on Game Changer on that one because Wellington's lineup that they submitted actually didn't have numbers on it. So Acosta walks Bender with 1 out. So bring up Danny Melendez, third baseman. Let's see if we can get a name now on that new pitcher here for WSA. Ethan Hill now into pitch. So Ethan Hill takes over for Sebastian Burnett, who went 5 innings, allowed 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, walked 3, 4 strikeouts. Got to tangle with the tough part of the order for here for P27. I mean, really, every part of the order is a tough part of the order for P27. But got Bryce Muchika, Vernon Woodard, and Jose Dubrant. Well, Bender aboard for TNXL. Games within a half an inning of each other, despite the fact that TNXL and Georgia Premier started, what, a full inning and a half later? That one is skied. So Melendez is out number 2 as Bender retreats to first. Well, Till's got a full count here against Muchika. Got a piece of that, so AB will continue. Jensen Veras, a center fielder, now steps in for TNXL. Dangerous bat. Man, dangerous bat. Veras, Florida State signee. Team high 17 home runs, 56 RBI. Muchika's got himself a leadoff walk for P27. And Veras at the plate, 4th-ranked outfielder in Florida, 15th overall. Hit 425 with a 1383 OPS. It's the right guy at the right time for TNXL. He drives that 98.7. That is on its way into right center, and that's going to be an inning out. A very loud out for Jensen Veras, but an out nonetheless. So Georgia Premier holds on to that 2-1 lead as that one moves along. Meanwhile, Woodard's got an 0-1 count. Waiting for some fireworks here late in one of these games. WSA able to claw back. Even this one up at 2-2. Can P27 respond? Oh, man, there we go. Woodard, 99 miles an hour. He's dancing. And that's going to be at the wall, a warning track shot. Woodard is an out. Man, he thought he got all of that one. 99 miles an hour off his bat. Had to enjoy the view there for a moment, but just going to have Muchika retreating to first base. We're getting so close, Jack, so close to that pop the top off moment in both these games. I need it. I'm fiending for it. We need that moment. So Woodard is out number 1. Jose Dubrant now steps in. The new pitcher actually now listed for WSA is Rodriguez. So it looks like looking on Game Changer was the wrong play. Andres Rodriguez is on the mound right now for WSA. You know, he gave up an excruciatingly loud out to Woodard. He's got Dubrant with a 1-1 count, make that 1-2. Reiston Durham up facing Brady for the 4th time today over for Georgia Premier. Lead off that inning. He's got a 2-0 count. Dubrant's got a 2-2 situation over here and a 2-2 ball game against Rodriguez. Durham's out number 1 for Georgia Premier. CJ Wall's turn now with 1 down. Rodriguez doing his best to keep Muchika at first. And he's got Dubrant at the plate, full count. Got 1 down. Dubrant drives that into center, got him on the run. It's going to be an out number 2. Muchika going to hold his place at first. So 2 well-struck balls against Rodriguez, but both outs. That one's 105.8 mile an hour single. Meanwhile, for Wall against Brady. Man, we have seen high triple-digit exit velos on repeat here today in these games. So CJ Wall, the Arkansas-bound catcher, has got himself a 1-out single. That's got Cam Jackson at the plate now for Georgia Premier. Would love to get an insurance run if you're Georgia Premier now. Well, Burkett at the plate right now for P27. Muchika remains at first. 1-1 count. Misses inside, makes it 2-1. Tomas Burkert from Prague, Czech Republic at the plate. He hits a laser down the right side foul. after having a year with a foreign exchange student from Prague, Czech Republic, I'd love to be able to speak some Czech to you, but we didn't learn any. Maybe Tomas Burkett's going to teach in the P27 line up some Czech. Fouls that off. So we're going to go out and have a conversation with Brady now. Colton Brady has thrown 89 pitches for TNXL. Comes the 2-2 to Burkert. He's got another hard hit ball, 92.6 on its way into right field, and that is going to be another out. Some well-struck balls from P27. They can't capitalize. Muchika's stranded at first. That one is rolled along to the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll see if WSA can get their breakthrough moment. That one's tied up at 2-2. RJ Cope steps in. He's 1 for 2. His last trip to the plate was a 108-mile-an-hour single while we were showing on our interview with him in the bottom of the screen. It's now 2-2. Durham standing at second. Cope swings through that. Counts 2-2. Johnny Carver out for another inning for P27. Things got a little sideways for him in the 5th and 6th, but he was able to hold on. Comes a 2-2 to Cope. Fouls that off. Georgia Premier leading 2-1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. There's 1 out. Cope at the plate. Drives that up the middle. They go to second for 1 out. Can they get the double play? They do. They get Cope at first. That inning is over with. We got one more interview to bring you from yesterday's watch party that we're bringing them all back for you today. Mason Miller. Not that Mason Miller. This Mason Miller from PDG Academy stopped by, one of the top 2029s in the nation. Let's get to know Mason Miller as he joined me here in studio. Now we got PDG's Mason Miller, 2029. Mason, man, good to see you.
Good. What's up?
Man, the power is real with you. We were watching some clips from the Home Run Derby a little bit ago. Just absolute power stick, man. The youngest player in PDG history to homer in a game. I saw the video. Absolute rocket. When was the first time you ever hit a ball when you're like, all right, there's some juice in that bat?
Shoot. It was probably that time I hit my first home run with PDG. Probably that time.
When was the first time you ever went yard? Like 11 years old?
10 years old, I want to say.
That's just not fair, man. A mere 14 years, 11-month-old, just absolute juice in that bat. When you got that kind of power, though, how do you ever keep yourself from trying to sell out and try to hit everything pull side?
I just try to stay gap to gap and hit the gaps all the time. I don't really try to hit home runs. They'll come naturally with trying to stay gap to gap.
Well, since you've been at PDG, what have you learned about yourself as a player that maybe you didn't know before? Some things that have been elevated. How has this experience kind of helped to elevate your game?
I really love the experience here at PDG. All the coaches have done a wonderful job with our hitting coach, Alex Simpson. He's done a wonderful job helping me out, figure out my swing and what else I need to improve on.
Big frame, 6'3", 190 pounds. Who have you looked up to at the big league level when you were first coming up, and then when you got to a certain size and you're like, okay, I'm going to be a little bit, I'm not going to be that size anymore?
Corey Seager's been a big one for me.
Okay. What was it in particular about him?
He's tall, he's lanky, shortstop, third baseman. I think he's played a little bit of third in his career. that's one of the big guys I've looked up to.
So in baseball conversations, obviously you're not going to be the first Mason Miller that comes up. And I saw the video that you did where they had the questions of you asking the Mason Miller of obviously the San Diego Padres now questions. Kind of like a Max Muncy situation, right? Like by the A's and the Dodgers. The questions you asked him, the one was about how you handle pressure. How much do you kind of take what he taught you and kind of take that into your day-to-day?
I really look at it as like pressure. You should embrace the moment and not try to press and do too much.
Do you ever just like Google yourself and try to see how many searches it takes before you actually pull up stuff on you?
I've done it probably once, but like some of my friends do it a lot, and they'll like see how many times they like before it pops up as me.
So number 10, which MLB player would dominate another sport?
I feel like Mason Miller would.
What would he dominate?
Cricket.
Oh, why is that?
Because like how hard he throws from the mound, I feel like when he goes to bowl the ball, I feel like he'd throw that pretty hard.
That's a really good answer. Do you watch much cricket?
Depends on the day. Like when we go on cruises, like the only thing that's on is like cricket. So
that's true. Yeah. But I still don't understand the rules. Like I could sit there and watch it for like a couple hours. I don't think that I would really get it.
I don't know either.
Yeah,
I just
but they're really excited about it, and it'll last for like days and stuff. All right, number 49. What's a baseball flex that normal people wouldn't understand?
A baseball flex, probably hitting a home run.
Yeah,
because not many other sports can hit home runs or like do some yourself and generate something.
I feel like it's the only moment in sports where you can do something that it's like entirely you that provides that moment, and everything else just kind of like has to stop for that moment. All right, number 56. Which one of your current teammates would survive a horror movie?
A horror movie?
Yeah.
Xavier Jackson.
What about him makes you think he survives? Is he just being fast?
Yeah, he's fast. And I feel like he could just outrun everyone and probably, and fight everyone maybe.
How long would you last?
An hour maybe at tops.
Yeah. Great stuff there from Mason Miller. Meanwhile, Johnny Carver, this was a 2-out walk there for P27, so WSA getting some life here in the top of the 7th. Adesas at the plate for TNXL. He's got an 0-2 count against Acosta, whose next pitch will be number 100. Courtesy runner for WSA. I'm going to bring up Donalds. So we'll walk to start off the 7th here for TNXL. Now 100 pitches in for Acosta. He's walked 3 now with 7 strikeouts, and I believe that's probably going to be the end for him after 100 pitches. Let's see if he does get an opportunity to continue. I'd be surprised after 100 pitches. Carver, meanwhile, is throwing 88 for P27. These last couple innings have been a bit of an adventure. WSA's plated 1 run in each of them. And yeah, Acosta's going to continue after 100 pitches. Michael Donalds at the plate with 1 aboard here for WSA. Going to keep this Cinderella run going. They are given the top seed in this tournament, the regular season champ P27, all they can handle. P27 scored 1 run in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd. But they've been silent since, as WSA plated 1 in the 5th and 1 in the 6th to even things up. Going to get a runner aboard with 2 outs here in the 7th. Carver thought he had that strikeout, but that's only going to continue this AB. Trying to get out of this inning and turn things over to an offense that will be led off by Almanzar and then Ortiz and Coaxum. Sacrifice bunt for TNXL pushes the tying run to second. Carver delivers again. Can't get that call in the outside corner. He's got 5 strikeouts, searching for number 6 to turn things over to his offense and an opportunity to walk this thing off. Here comes with the 2-2. He gets it. Carver pumped up, man. He is fired up. Turns it over to his offense in this 2-2 ball game. Again, it'll be Almanzar, Ortiz, and Coaxum as P27 tries to get out of here with a victory and march along. Meanwhile, TNXL's got a tying run at second base. Trailers at the plate. He's got a 1-2 count. Acosta, 106 pitches. He struck out 7, walked 4, allowed 1 hit. That was a home run by Ramos. Rodriguez out for another inning for WSA. Again, he's going to have Almanzar, Ortiz, and Coaxum. Counts even at 2-2 here. Trailer at the plate. And that count will now be full. See how much of a leash Acosta has if he allows the go-ahead run to reach. And he, in fact, does. Trailer flips that bat down. He's pumped. So Tyler Ramos, who hit that home run, the only hit that Acosta's allowed, is coming aboard now with runners at first and second. Almanzar right in front of the catcher, and that's out number 1. It'll be Ortiz's turn now. So yes, the second meeting of this inning for Georgia Premier, but that was the pitching coach that came out first. So it doesn't count as a meeting that would necessitate a pitching change. Trying to see if Acosta can get them out of this. Again, he's thrown 109 pitches. He's got former future gamer Tyler Ramos stepping in. Senior future gamer, by the way. He's a 14th ranked catcher in Texas. He's already hit 1 home run in this game, 103 miles an hour. In the 3rd inning, only hit allowed. Well, P27 trying to make something happen. That one is on its way into the right field corner, and that's going to be foul ball. I actually made the catch along the fence there. We were unable to see that. Camera panning. So that'll bring up Sterling Coaxum with 2 down. Can the Clemson signee make something happen? Would certainly love to have some traffic on that base pass in front of him, but certainly Coaxum got a moment here against Rodriguez. 2 down in the 7th. It's ball 1. Coaxum fouls that off. Tension in both games here. Ramos has already homered against Acosta in this game. He does it here. TNXL is going to be hyped. Trying to fight their way back. Puts it in play. Third base has it. Gets away from him. That's going to be a foul ball.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, he got on, man. All right, so
he got on. They tagged the runner at 3rd.
All right, so they get the runner at 3rd. That camera didn't pan to 3rd, by the way. 1-2 count here to Coaxum. He goes down on strikes. We're into extra innings now. Man, some love there from WSA and Rodriguez getting through that to get that to extra innings. So Padilla now at the plate now. He swings through that one. 113 pitches now for Acosta. Runners at second and third. So Ramos, well-struck ball at third. They able to get the lead runner, but Ramos does make it safely. Padilla is 0 for 2. 115 pitches now for Acosta. And we have a new pitcher for P27 as Carver exits. Count is 2-1 here. Padilla, 2 runners on. Check swing. Makes it 3-1. Acosta walks him. Bases will now be loaded. Turn it over to Nathaniel Sabino. So the Arkansas commit Sabino 2025 feature game are going to step in with the bases loaded. And yep, that's going to be the end of the day for Acosta. And man, he absolutely battled in this one. Through 116 pitches. Struck out 7, gave up 1 hit, 5 walks. Meanwhile, Genis Lopez Jr. is a new pitcher for P27. Oklahoma State commit, 6-foot, 180-pounder, going to step in. Fastball around 92. He's got a slider, 77 to 79. Struck out 56 batters in 31 2/3 innings. This regular season, pitched to a 2.21 ERA. See if he can shut down this WSA lineup that's started to find its groove a little bit late against Carver. Carver exits 7 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. He's got Gabriel Soto, and then we're at the top of the order with Gabriel Diaz. See if we can figure out who our new arm is for P27. For Georgia Premier. I believe that's Sebastian Dimitrov. Sebastian, 6', 190-pounder, 55th ranked right-handed pitcher in Florida, is going to step in for Acosta. Getting a sweeping release. All right, so Soto's aboard, and now it's Diaz's turn here for WSA. Leadoff hitter, 0 for 2. Runner will stay put at first. So Lopez comes in and plunks Soto, and so got your runner at first. Bottom of the 7th will be Casapoulos, Acevedo, and Muchica for P27. So they're second, third, and fourth hitters. Got the leadoff hitter now at the plate here for WSA. Shows bunt. Pulls back, makes it 2-0. Well, bases are juiced for TNXL with Nathaniel Sabino, the Arkansas commit at the plate. 18th ranked player in Florida. An opportunity here to give TNXL the lead. Inside strike. And Lopez is called for a balk. So Soto advances to second. And I just think he can't understand the call there, I don't think. And you always wonder, a guy that's used to starting coming in a situation where he's needed in a relief role. Lopez didn't get to go through his normal pregame routines and all that before needing to come in to take over for Acosta. So he's now got a 2-0 count here to Diaz. Sabino's got a 1-2 count here against Dimitrov. Bases loaded for TNXL, trying to keep this game going, if not put some pressure on that Georgia Premier lineup. They are down to their last strike. You don't need TNT. We know drama here at LakePoint Sports. We got it in both games. Gets the bunt down. They get the lead runner at third. They, in fact, do. Nice heads-up play by Lopez going to third. Had he tried to pivot and go to first, that would have been a really tough throw to try to get Diaz. But he gets Soto, the lead runner. We'll bring up Thomas Glenn with 1 out. Comes Dimitrov with another 1-2 here to Sabino. And he pops that up. That's going to be down the left side. And they make the catch to bring it into the inning. Georgia Premier holds it down. They are 2-1 winners over TNXL, and they will march along in this tournament. Great job by Dimitrov coming in there and holding things down and getting the job done after Acosta went 116 pitches. So 2-1 winners over TNXL in that one. Offensively, Bryson Harris coming through with a 2-run single in the second inning. Tyler Ramos with the only hit for TNXL in that one, 103-mile-an-hour homer in the third inning. So Georgia Premier is going to advance. Means TNXL down to their last hopes now in this tournament, double elimination. So the pressure's now on them. Nice job by Georgia Premier getting that victory. Meanwhile, we can just go to single game view now as we'll bring you just the WSA and P27 matchup. The game that actually started early. Georgia Premier and TNXL able to play their entire game before this one finishes up. We're in the 8th inning. Thomas Glenn up for WSA with 1 out. Runner at first. Genis Lopez Jr. came in relief for Carver in this one for P27. Oklahoma State commit, second-ranked left-handed pitcher in South Carolina, 6th overall in the class. He's 27th among all lefties nationally, 2025 future gamer. He's got a 1-2 count here against Glenn, runner at first. Spikes get away from Woodward. Runner taken off for second. Now he trips going across the bag. Not quite sure if that was a slide attempt or the bag tripped him up, but Diaz is going to be at second regardless. So the go-ahead run now in scoring position here for WSA. Trying to keep their Cinderella story going. Trying to take down the top seed in this tournament, the regular season champion, P27 Blacksmiths. Comes to 2-2. That one gets away from Woodard. Back-to-back pitches. Gets away from the catcher. Yeah, Lopez smacking his glove as Diaz now takes third. Count's now full here to Glenn with Anthony Iacofano in the on-deck circle, the catcher. Thomas Glenn, Memphis signee, got a full count here against Lopez, runner at third. Comes a payoff pitch. Fouls that off. Certainly been an exciting day thus far. Congratulations to Georgia Premier with that 2-1 victory, holding on against TNXL. Georgia Premier now awaiting the winner of this game. A walk to Glenn, so now we'll have runners at the corners. So Iacofano 0 for 3, but again, he did homer yesterday in that win over A3. And Lopez, despite those credentials, just has been a little shaky. Again, I always give a little bit of leeway here to a guy who's used to being a starting pitcher who's thrust into a relief role. He came in for Johnny Carver. Carver threw 92 pitches before being replaced by Lopez. Now he'll dig in here against Iacofano. Swings through that, maybe the best pitch, that changeup that we've seen from Lopez. He's now 13 pitches in. South Alabama signee now got an 0-1 count. Iacofano drives that up the middle, nearly made the catch at short. Here comes the go-ahead run for WSA. Iacofano comes through, RBI single, 93.8 off his bat. Nearly had a spectacular catch by Almanzar at short, just outside the reach of his glove. And WSA, Jack, coming through, and man, you got to love the vibe here for this WSA team. They just will not stop fighting. They come back from a 2-0 deficit to lead 3-2, and they've got the #1 team in this bracket on the ropes, the regular season champion P27 Blacksmiths.
Yeah, I mean, WSA isn't fading away with, like, you know, they had the worst record in the regular season, and now they're facing ultimately the best team out here right now, and they're
not backing down.
Yeah, they're not going without a fight.
And Iacofano has been the man the last couple games, and he comes through there with an RBI single. It's got him up 3-2. P27 will have their say, though, in this one with their 2, 3, and 4 batters due up in the bottom of the 8th inning. Eric Flores now up for WSA, which leads 3-2. 1 out, Iacofano at second. Excuse me, Thomas Glenn at second, Iacofano at first. We nearly had an unbelievable play by Almanzar at short, just right away from his outstretched hand. He nearly had that one. Flores puts that on the ground. Short can't make that play. That's on its way into center field. Glenn is going to score. Bounced off the second baseman. Looks like he might be hurt. So now it's 4-2 as Flores is aboard and Iacofano's at second. Yeah, second baseman's down. That was 95.6 and almost just like bounced off of him. But WSA has taken advantage. They lead 4-2. We're going to take a quick break in studio as we let this play out here and hope the second baseman Ortiz is okay. We'll be back with more. You're watching the ABA tournament from LakePoint Sports.
This is our brand. It's chips. Subs, of course. Soda. This. That. Sweets. Smiling faces. Green. More green. Ice cream. But first, veggies. How about a meal for one? Or hummus is fun. Time for cleanup? Done. All this goodness. Your life, your brand. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
At IHG's Holiday Inn Express, you can take on Miami, Mexico City, or Minneapolis. Fuel up with free hot breakfast, all while earning points for free nights with IHG One Rewards. Guest how you guessed at IHG Hotels and Resorts.
Welcome back. Our action going to continue. Luckily, Daniel Ortiz is back up, second baseman for P27. He was down momentarily after a really well-struck ball by Flores, 95.6 off the bat, as you can see there in the readout at the top. WSA got another run, though. They lead 4-2. That'll give us William Mencho, who's 1 for 3. He's got 1 out, runners at first and second. Cinderella WSA looking to continue this run. Winner of this one gets Georgia Premier tomorrow. We'll have to wait and see who ends up getting the second one of our 11 a.m. games tomorrow. That'll be the winner of A3 and TNXL, which will take place at 3 o'clock today, along with PDG Academy and the loser of this game. So that's kind of the unfortunate piece of this puzzle, Jack, is that if you lose this game, you got to go play at 3 o'clock. If you win, you're off till tomorrow at 11 a.m. So this is truly a pressure situation. I mean, it's not a matter of like, all right, we'll regroup. It's like, no, you're getting ready. You're not even leaving this field. You're going right at it right after this if you lose this game. So somebody's day is going to be over with by the time today is up. It'll either be A3 Academy or TNXL or the loser of this game or PDG Academy. Two of those teams' days are over with after the 3 p.m. games today. But yeah, that completely changes the narrative, right? It's like there is no chance to regroup. I mean, if you're P27 and you drop this one, all of a sudden you're going into a matchup with PDG Academy and your backs are against the wall. Both teams' backs are against the wall, but certainly as the number 1 seed. Maybe you were looking ahead to tomorrow at 11 a.m., but WSA, they had something to say, and they're up 4-2 here in the top of the 8th with Mencho up, runners at first and second. Oh, maybe that was vicious. That's maybe, I know the changeup was good. That's the best pitch we've seen from Lopez. And he's got to just be beside himself. Oklahoma State signee coming in thinking he's going to put the hammer down and give the P27 offense a chance to walk this off. Had a rocket right past the outstretched glove of shortstop Almanzar, and then another hard hit ball by Flores that hits off second baseman Lopez. Looks like Lopez was replaced at second. We now have Tasopoulos has now moved to second in his place, so they made a change at that position defensively after Lopez was hit by that ball. But those two moments, that's got WSA up 4-2. They have outscored P27 4-0 since the start of the 5th inning. They've now out-hit P27 7-4. And Johnny Carver certainly pitched well enough for P27 to get out of here with a victory, going 7 innings, allowed 5 hits, just 2 earned runs, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. But got to give some love to Sebastian Burnett for WSA. He went 5 innings, allowed 4 hits, 2 runs of his own, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, gave up a home run to Muchika. But he certainly did his part to put WSA in this position. That one is going to be down the right side. That's going to be foul. So AB will continue here for Mencho. We had some dominating wins yesterday, as I mentioned a couple times, and of course during our intro. Absolute runaway victories for TNXL 13-0 over Eastern Carolina Academy yesterday. Georgia Premier taking that PDG 10-0, but today has just been off the chain, just drama everywhere. Georgia Premier holding on to beat TNXL 2-1, allowed 1 hit in that game, Tyler Ramos' homer. Ooh, just misses the strikeout. So Mencho stays alive. Counts now 2-2. Chase Webster in the on-deck circle. Runners at first and second here for WSA, leading 4-2. They've scored 2 runs here in the 8th. That one's foul. You know, one thing too, Jack, you kind of underestimate how much it's almost just like a division in the majors. As much as these teams see each other during the regular season, they are all too familiar with what each one of these pitchers has in their arsenal. So while a Genesis Lopez Jr. might be a really tough matchup for anybody, and he's a fantastic pitcher, these are lineups that are accustomed to seeing these guys. So how many tricks you have in your bag may be limited. That one is going to be foul. And that's what we're seeing here with Mencho, just a long AB. Next pitch will be number 7 of this AB. Thomas Glenn had a 7-pitch AB earlier in this inning against Lopez, and now same thing for William Mencho, a 7-pitch AB. Again, they're used to seeing what these guys have. That miss is going to run the count full. Chase Webster awaits, but first Lopez got to get through this AB here against Mencho. Now 8 pitches in. He's seen everything. Ropes that down the left side. Iacofano's going to hold at third. So Mencho, after 8 pitches, laces a single into left field. And bases will now be loaded as Chase Webster steps in. Things going sideways for P27 here in the 8th inning. Webster, who is 1 for 3, now steps in. Ooh, that one gets away from Woodard. And another run's going to score off the wild pitch. Now 5-2 WSA, 3 runs in the inning. And yeah, this is getting sideways here for P27. They have an explosive offense, but the pressure is going to be on them, and Lopez screams into his glove, and you know he's frustrated. The Oklahoma State commit just unable to get it done. He'll give up the ball. We're going to have a new arm for P27. We're going to take a break here in studio. WSA has a 5-2 lead over the top seed in the ABA tournament.
At IHG's Holiday Inn Express, you can take on Miami, Mexico City, or Minneapolis. Fuel up with free hot breakfast, all while earning points for free nights with IHG One Rewards. Guest how you guessed at IHG Hotels and Resorts.
This is our brand. It's chips. Subs, of course. Soda. This. That. Sweets. Small smiling faces. Green. More green. Ice cream. But first, veggies. How about a meal for one? Or hummus is fun. Time for cleanup? Done. All this goodness. Your life, your brand. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
The Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
We're back. Jeremy Powell's a new pitcher for P27. He's got Chase Webster at the plate. Bases are loaded. Fouls that one off. Genis Lopez Jr., the Oklahoma State commit, did not stick around for very long. One count here to Webster. Powell, 10th ranked left-handed pitcher in South Carolina, 75th overall, jumps into a really tough situation with one out here, and WSA already having scored 3 runs in this inning. Runners at second and third. Mencho at second, Flores at third. It's a strike. Our stadium pulse starting to build a little bit here. Here's the 2-1. Check swing. Did he go? He did. Counts now even at 2-2. That was actually strike 3. Everything's a little behind here at the moment. Following game changer, following the scoreboard at the top. Castrillon now with 2 outs, 2 on. 3 runs in the inning for WSA. Powell on the mound. Slings that well wide for ball 1. And that no was not worth 2 balls. It's not a 2-0 count. Not yet anyway. Now it's 2-0. Castrillon is 0 for 1. A miss makes it 3-0. Three runs here in the top of the 8th inning for WSA. They have put the pressure on top-seeded P27. Looking to continue this Cinderella run. See if they can set a date with Georgia Premier tomorrow at 11 a.m. The Sox are all back there watching, trying to see who they're going to play. A 3-1 count here. Another miss. Bases will be loaded. That'll give us Michael Donnells. He's 1 for 3. So Wood are going to go out and have a brief chat with Powell. Stadium pulse starting to build. Your controller's shaking. WSA 5 runs on 8 hits. P27 2 runs on 4 hits. They have not scored since the 3rd inning. Misses high. Count is 2-0. There is nowhere to put Donald should things go any further sideways here. Bases juice, 2 outs. Another miss, now 3-0. WSA putting it all together here in the 8th. P27 just looking to get out of this and limit any further damage. There's 2 down. Powell with a 3-0, right down the middle for a strike. Needed that one. A long defensive inning here for P27. Donalds jumps on this one, 94.9. That's on its way to right field. That's going to drop over top of the right fielder's head. Here comes 1 run. Here comes the 2nd run. Donalds on his way to 2nd. Are they going to get 3? Donalds is on his way to the 3rd. And a 3-run bases clearing triple for Donalds. Did he go wide? Donalds taking off for home, though. He's going to stay at 3rd. Donalds with a 3-run triple, and the WSA lead continues to expand. Man, they are putting it to P27 here in the 8th inning. They have jumped out to a massive lead on the top seed. Donalds with the big blow there, a bases clearing triple. Jack, this one has gone sideways for P27 in a flash.
I mean, they're barreling the ball. They're hitting it where they're not. They're not swinging at bad pitches. And P27 is just having a hard time on the mound right now of staying calm and not throwing it outside of the zone.
Man, I bet Donald's heart is just jumping out of his chest right now, standing at 3rd. He probably thought he was going to have a chance to go home off that wide throw. Wow, man, that was something. Michael Donalds coming through. 8-2. They have put P27 in an impossible position as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. They still have their 2, 3, and 4 hitters up, but they've got their work cut out for them, trailing by 6 runs against WSA, Wellington Sports Academy, team that finished in 5th place in this league in the regular season, 8-13 in league play. P27, meanwhile, went 16-5 in ABA play, 24-8 overall. Powell gets the inning-ending strikeout of Soto, but Michael Donalds comes through with the big blow, a 6-run top of the 8th inning. And we head to the bottom of the 8th with WSA trying to cement a spot tomorrow against Georgia Premier. We'll be back with more. You're watching the ABA tournament from LakePoint Sports.
Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
Welcome back. WSA 6 runs in the top of this 8th inning. And Rodriguez returns. He got a really long layoff as his offense did their thing. Tasopoulos at the plate, the number 2 hitter for P27. He's 0 for 1. Acevedo in the on-deck circle. Comes the 0-2 from Rodriguez. Pops that up, 76.3 off his bat. That is sky high. First baseman on the run. Can't make a play on that. AB will continue. Oh, he made the catch. Made the catch right at the dugout. It was just right outside the view of our camera there, right where it says LakePoint along the first base side. So out number 1, a big out. So that brings up Acevedo with 1 down. Oh, man, you know that's a rocket off his bat. Watch that one for a minute. Acevedos. Yep. Man, he just absolutely hammered that baseball. Henkel Acevedos, who put on a show during Monday night's Home Run Derby, parks that one into right field. Hopefully no vehicles were harmed by that shot. Acevedo with a blast makes it 8-3, but luckily for WSA's side, that's just a solo shot. But man, Acevedo got a whole, you knew second he watched that thing, and that just our camera didn't even know what to do. AI was beside itself. It had to enjoy the view there, that Acevedo home run. So that shot makes it 8-3. First run for P27 since the 3rd inning, but they need about 5 more of those to turn this into anything other than a WSA victory. So Acevedo's partner in crime during Monday night's Home Run Derby, Muchika, now up. He's got a 1-1 count. He's 2 for 2. He hit a homer way back in the 2nd inning that was 103 miles an hour. He swings through that. Counts even at 2-2. He goes opposite field. Got the left fielder on the run. Camps underneath that for out number 2. So P27 down to their last out. And that's catcher Vernon Woodward stepping in, excuse me. So P27's hopes down to Woodard. Georgia Premier standing behind home plate. They await the winner tomorrow. First pitch by Woodard. That's got everybody on the run, and we're watching Woodard's reaction here. And as you can see, his AB will continue. Loser of this one's got to play immediately. They've got PDG Academy. And while the other 3 o'clock game underway, A3 Academy, TNXL. So Woodard ropes that. It's on its way into left field. Got everybody on the run. And Woodard's going to have himself a 2-out single. So P27 not done yet. So Woodard now 2 for 4 on the day. Brings up Dubront, who's 0 for 3. Henkel Acevedo's home run, the lone run here in the 8th so far for P27, but they are not done yet. been a wild ball game. P27 led 2-0. We were all notched up at 2-2 as WSA mounted a late charge, but they scored 6 runs in the top of this inning. Oh, that's skied. That's got everybody on the run. Center field camps underneath it. Does he make the out? He does, and man, WSA, their run continues, lifts up Rodriguez, and you got to love this moment for these guys. 5th seed in this tournament. They took down the regular season champion P27 Blacksmiths. They're going to have to play a game right after this at 3 o'clock against PDG Academy. Their tournament lives are on the line. And, man, you got to feel the love here for WSA, a team that came in and maybe didn't expect that they were going to be thought of in the same regard as some of these other squads, and they have just absolutely been the story of this tournament thus far. Again, coming back from a 2-0 deficit today. They took down A3 Academy yesterday. Team that won just 8 of 21 games during the regular season. Finished in 5th place. They beat A3 Academy 8-3 yesterday to earn this date with P27, and they won 8-3 again to take down the regular season champions. They will play Georgia Premier tomorrow at 11 a.m. We'll have another watch party for you tomorrow at 11 a.m. We're waiting the deciding teams, though, in that one. It'll be the winners of A3 Academy and TNXL, or now P27 and PDG Academy, who will now play immediately on this field as we cut back to our studio cam and bring you the end of our coverage, man. Just an absolute, one of my favorite watch parties we've ever done. That was an absolute blast. So we are far from done, though. So we'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. More action for you from this double elimination tournament, the ABA National Championship. And, of course, you'll have our coverage of the event tomorrow. But if you can't make it out to the Baseball Village, you want any of the games here from the ABA tournament via LakePoint Live, that powered by Aware TV and Pixelot. Tomorrow's broadcast, though, like all of our broadcasts, will be available for free on Facebook, X, and YouTube. Until then, for Jack McCartney and all the players' interviews that we played out today, Sterling Coaxum, Reiston Durham, RJ Cope, Mason Miller, I'm Cory McCartney. For now, we're signing off from LakePoint Sports.